Singapore's total fertility rate has reached a new historic low. According to latest figures revealed in Parliament, the TFR is now at 0.97. Now, that's the first time it has slipped below 1. Together with aging, low fertility is seen as the twin demographic challenges for Singapore. Well, earlier on News Tonight, my colleague Glenda Chong spoke to Ms. Indranee Rajah, Minister in the Prime Minister's office, to discuss the long-term implications of Singapore's low fertility rate.
Long-term implications, it really means that your resident numbers would fall over the long term. And you have to see how this would impact the economy. And then it's in combination with an aging population. So essentially, it would affect your ability to have a strong economy and ability to support the people who are living in the country. So that there are quite serious implications. And it would mean if you want to maintain the same levels, either you're going to have to bring in new citizens or PRs, or you would have to, have the foreign workforce. But our approach is really, we would like to have more Singaporeans. So we want to raise the total fertility rate, and we want, more Singaporeans, we want strong families, and all our efforts are really being channeled at that.
So we want more babies, we want more Singaporeans. Are we doing enough to encourage young adults to have children?
We've been doing quite a lot, and we've got more in the pipeline. Let me just quickly highlight what are some of the reasons first.
Okay.
Right? One, there's some reasons which are a bit more temporary in nature. COVID affected quite a lot of marriage plans. They also affected the construction schedule for HDB houses, right? But COVID's over. Marriage plans are back on track. We've caught up with 80% of the construction schedule for BTOs, and we're on track to meet our target. So hopefully that will help. This is a dragon year, so we hope to see a dragon baby bump. But it's really important to understand that there are other factors at play. Cost of bringing up children is one of them, pressures of raising a child. But there is a much bigger factor at play, and this is a global phenomenon where many young people are actually not prioritizing marriage, deferring marriage or deciding not to marry at all, and even those who marry may decide not to have children. And that is worldwide, if you look at all the articles on various countries. So that if you want to address the issue, you have to look at what is it that concerns them, and how to encourage them to have children. But the bright spot is that our surveys show that Singaporeans do aspire to marriage and parenthood. I mean, 8 in 10 say that they would like to marry and have children. So that's a good starting point.
Right. You said that there were a lot of factors that, perhaps, force or young adults not to want to have kids. One of them could be work. Right? So we know that Singapore is encouraging more companies to adopt family-friendly practices. But then the question is, what is that exactly? And do we need some clarity to that? Because, one company A could be very different from company B. A baby making company could be very different from, let's say, an engineering company. So what are the family-friendly practices then? And will there be any commonalities?
Okay, so there are two broad buckets. One is parents tell us that they need time to be with the child, childcare, and basically child raising. So we have maternity leave. Last year at Budget 2023, we have maternity leave, we doubled paternity leave. So the paternity leave, the increased leave kicked in beginning of this year, but it's on a voluntary basis. We've said that we will mandate this additional paternity leave soon. So we're studying that, working with the employers. We also increased the unpaid infant care leave, and MSF is also looking into increasing childcare places, and we've also set some caps on the childcare fees to make it more affordable. So that's one area of the looking after children. But beyond leave provisions, and we've also said that we are studying to see whether or not more parental leave can be given. This is something in the pipeline. But in In addition to that, beyond leave would be flexible work arrangements. And that could include work from home, it could include different sort of shifts, some days in the office, some days not. And that one really depends on the kind of sector you're in and the kind of company. And so we would strongly encourage companies to firstly see this as something that is important as a competitive advantage, and then to sit down with their employees and their HR and work out what would be the best flexible work arrangements. MOM has indicated that they would be having tripartite guidelines on this, and they'll be saying more about this at the MOM Committee of Supply.